One of the expert musicians to come out of the Caribbean undoubtedly is Errol Ince. Errol is a top-class arranger who has worked with many top calypsonians. Errol left Trinidad and went to England in the 1960s and joined the army. Now, to be in the army and to be in the army band, you had to be a soldier first and then a musician. But for some reason, Errol was able to bypass being a soldier and he was purely a musician. How that happened, only Errol knows. Well, Errol came back to Trinidad in the 1970s and produced a few albums and continued working with the top calypsonians. Then he moved to the United States and has now formed his own band called Errol Ince Melody Makers. Well, here is Errol doing one of his popular numbers that is featured on one of his albums. This is Oh My Papa. A masterful rendition there from Errol Ince on trumpet, and by the way, he was given some great help by George Victory on guitar. Well, just recently I took some time off to have a chat with Errol in New York City, and first of all asked him about his experiences in arranging for different calypsonians like Stalin and Sparrow, for instance.
Well, Starling is the first person that I ever arranged for in Calypso. The Starling, and then Sparrow, and I wrote a lot of the songs like Soca Man. I brought Tambo into Calypso. Used to sing Calypso with the Police Band, but never actually recorded Calypso. I was the first person that composed the songs that he sang for his debut in Calypso. I arranged for Natasha. I wrote 3 albums for her, songs and arranged, produced, and everything. And I like the business, and I try to contribute as much as I can.
If you hear about a calypsonian which you have never worked with, and that opportunity come for you to do something for that calypsonian, where do you start?
First, I would like to hear the voice. So, because when you hear the voice, you know exactly what to do to enhance the voice. That's the first thing I would look for. And to see if that he is mature or in going on stage and not be scared or anything like that. So those are the little things that I would look for.
How different is it arranging for Stalin as opposed to Sparrow?
It's too different. With Stalin now, I know every dance step that he moves. So when I write especially for the way he will move and everything. Sparrow, it's different. I know all the dance stuff that he does, but his music is a little different, and I try to, when I do an arrangement for Stalin, it does not sound like Sparrow in terms of the harmonical structure. So every time I do something, you will hear something harmonical structure differently. So you wouldn't be able to say, well, Errol Ince did this, Errol Ince did that. You would have to get the record to know who is the arranger.
And how can the calypsonian make your job easier?
Well, I suppose by having good material. Good material, I think that's about it. A lot of people say they are top arrangers. A top arranger is only as good as the material that he has to work with. And if you haven't got good material, you can put the best music down, but if the song isn't any good, that's a lot of work that's just wasted,
Young aspiring people to become musicians or arrangers, what words of wisdom you have for them?
They have to learn harmony, counterpoint. They have to also, to be an arranger, you have to be an improvisationalist, so that you can hear ideas and put them on paper. The libraries that you can go into and you'll borrow scores like Mantovani, Bach, Beethoven, Duke Ellington, and study the way they structured their notations. That's the best way.
So that can help you in playing calypso also?
Yes. Well, calypso, well, my view is like I said, if you listen to Brazilian music, which is bossa nova, I always believe that if the jazz musician cannot get involved in a particular music, it will not go anywhere. Brazilian music, which is the samba, Dizzy Gillespie brought it to America, was the first person to bring it to America. Stan Getz took it and made it very popular, so you had different people doing it. We haven't got the same thing here now. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to England to do an orchestral version, a jazz version of the calypso, like doing it like Miles Davis did, Porgy and Bess. So that type of thing I'll be doing in calypso.
Errol Ince on CultureShare. We'll be back with some Rapso rhythms in a few moments.